Welcome to another edition of Shelton City Council Looking Ahead with City Manager Jeff Niten. And Jeff, before we get into next week's meeting, let's talk about this past week's meeting. You had an annexation on the agenda, but you postponed it. Can you explain what happened there?
Yeah, so what happens is we mail notices of actions like this. So the annexation is one to property owners within 300 feet of the area proposed for annexation, or it could be, like a zone change or other items like that. In this case, it's the annexation, but property owners within 300 feet of the area get a direct mailed notice, and we put it in our paper of record, which is the Mason County Journal, and we put it in, or we post notices along on highly trafficked areas around the site, just to ensure that the community has ample notice of what's happening, in their neighborhood. In this case, if you'll remember, what we did was we did the first annexation meeting, what we call the 10% petition, and that would have been sometime last summer. And then came back, and the area to be annexed actually expanded a little bit. It went from 270 acres, if I remember correctly, to 380, I believe is what it is now. Don't quote me on those numbers. I'm going off of memory, but the annexation expanded. And when the annexation expanded, we did not update that mailing list, because when it grows, obviously the 300-foot radius is bigger. So we determined that immediately prior to the hearing. And I think that based on all the public conversation and all of the notices that went out, all of the postings on our website, in the paper of record, we've been talking about this extensively, that the council could have acted and that action would have been defensible. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. So what we did, we want to ensure that the public has the greatest opportunity that they can have to comment on things that's happening in their community. So we recommended that the council postpone that annexation on the action agenda for until the next meeting, which is March 7th, and it will be on the action agenda again that evening, just to make sure if people do have a comment that they can come talk to the council about it, or questions. I think at the first meeting on, what was that, February 7th, there were quite a few community members there, and they had questions. And we made sure that we went back and answered all those. We put out a frequently asked questions page about that annexation and answered all of the questions that were asked at the meeting, and some that weren't asked. So it's important for local government to have as much transparency as possible when you're taking actions in the community.
So that's March 7th meeting for the annexation. Now, next week you have your study session talking about the new city website.
Yeah, so it was one of the things that was important to the council and to me was to make sure that when people visit our website, they can find information that they need quickly. Our current version of the website has a lot of info there, but sometimes it's difficult to find. And we wanted to make it as simple as possible for people to find information that they were looking for. We've got the redesigned website. I think it looks really good. And we'll be displaying that to the council and kind of showing them all the functions and features next Tuesday night on the 28th. And then our goal is to have that launched live to the public on Monday, March 6th. So right now we're going through the beta testing phase, going in there and trying to break things, right? Trying to find any broken links that we can find, so that when we launch that to the public, it's fully functional. And council has been participating in that. All of the every team member here at the city has been participating in that, just to make sure when we launch it, it's done right. But with any new software program, as most everybody knows, there are going to be bugs, and we hope that if people find one, they'll point them out to us so we can get it fixed.
So that's Tuesday night, the 28th, 6 p.m., in the courtroom at the Civic Center, via Zoom or on the city's YouTube channel. You can check it all out. And remember, the annexation of Peacock Ridge postponed till the 7th.
Correct.
But another opportunity to provide input.
Absolutely.